There are fewer and fewer patches released now which affect the competitive side of game on a big scale. While we have a few patches in which there are new champions added, we also have balance patches. There are only a small handful of patches which truly disrupt the meta game. One such patch, and quite recently now I think about it, was OB54, or as commonly known as the Legends of the Realm patch, in which we were introduced, or reintroduced depending on how long you've been playing, to the legendary card system. Some champions that were never picked before suddenly became meta, and the previous meta champions quickly became on the bottom of the tier lists. And here we are with another significant patch, OB53. And no, I'm not talking about the projectile speed changes. They are actually not as important as some people make it out to be. Not mentioned in the patch show, and only introduced with a modest one line in the patch notes. What could it be? Bans have now been added for draft competitive match lobby. So you may be asking, why is this important? Well, firstly, if you're asking this, you really need to watch more esports in general. Contrary to belief, there isn't a solid meta in the game as many people will have you believe. I mean, just think about it for a second. Paladins never really had a proper meta. With no way to ban champion picks, teams could have any champion they wanted if the enemy team had not taken it away. So while there are counterplay via champion picks and of course itemization, there was little to nothing that teams had to do to get the drafts that they wanted. While we had map bans, which do play an important part in these matches, a system for champion bans did not exist. Not until now. Now, I've said some things that can potentially be taken the wrong way. Proper meta and picks do not refer to the strategies made by the teams. No. Teams still have to worry about a lot of things, but that's mostly in-game. Outside of a game, the only thing you can do is counterpick your enemy champions and have map bans. So, what bans add are a couple of things. Firstly, and more obviously, you can ban a champion the enemy team was notorious for. So as an example, if you're against Gangstars, you can ban Makoa to deny feel of that, as an example. However, you could do that before. Just pick the champion yourself. So what does the ban achieve itself? What ban enables us to do is ban champions for both teams. So if Team A elects to ban Androxus and Team B elects to ban Fernando, both teams can't have either. This ban system, along with the I will take your champion ban, means that the players will have to increase their champion pool. If some members in the team were a one-trick pony, they seriously need to invest some hours into learning new champions. Secondly, and this is mainly for the spectators, a variety, and a lot of it. For anyone that's been watching Paladins eSport for quite some time will remember the Bomb King domination in the Masters LAN, which took place in April this year. Bomb King was the only champion that had a 100% pick rate and was the first pick in most games. Of course, it got very stale to watch. So with bans implemented, the teams have a chance to ban any essential picks for the enemy team, forcing them to get creative, or just outright ban the best champion so the game doesn't get one-sided. Thirdly, this adds another layer of complexity into the game. What the esports scene is supposed to be is the best of the best, the creme de la creme, so to speak. This doesn't mean just aim or game mechanics, but also strategy and counterplay. With bans, teams can not only share their diversiveness, but also their strategies with champion composition. It doesn't have to be one front line, one flank, 2 damage and 1 support. Why not have all 5 flanks? Why not have 1 tank with 4 supports? With a legendary system, it can potentially work, and to see it work on the big stage would be truly amazing. The projectile changes are a different topic on their own, and after playing it for a bit, the changes don't seem as bad as people make it out to be. Will they change the esports scene much? Not as much as you hope. But it seems that way because both the ban system and the projectile changes were added in one patch. Give it time and I assure you, the projectile changes will seem minuscule to what the ban system has added to the game. We've reached the new stage in an ever-growing esports, and until we have something equally significant, which I'm sure we won't see for quite some time, this may potentially be the biggest addition to the Paladins esports for quite some time. And when I was recording this, the OB54 patch notes have been released. Oh for